Right at this spot, I will be building the biggest build I've ever done. A giant mother tree for my jungle. One of my inspirations was the home tree in Avatar, which is the spiritual and physical home of the Na'vi. My other inspiration was also Avatar, but the series, The Last Airbender. In that series, there's a big tree in the swamp that is connected with all the other plants in the swamp. I've collected 2 double chests of wood and 6 double chests of leaves for this. Let's find out if that will be enough. Hi, this is Raw Rams and I'm Josie. Yeah, let's just get started. First of all, I wanted to show you guys the color palette I made up, and we have jungle, we have oak, and we have acacia. Since I don't want to just stick with jungle because it's cool and all, but only jungle might be a little too plain for a ginormous tree. And since trees are always a little bit grayish, I thought I want to go transition over to acacia. I think oak is a nice way to transition to it, and if we place it this way, we even have the jungle texture. So we're gonna do that. And then I also figured, since I am a beloved trident user and now I have my elytra, I wanted to make a little bit of a lake over here where I can basically have a renewable water source, and we can go in here, use the trident, and get up the tree. We probably won't be able to get totally up the tree, so maybe I also want to make a little water pond over here just to make sure I can go up a little higher. I think that might be quite good. Oh, I don't want you to be in here. You might get damaged by my trident. Let's just get started now, finally. So the whole thing needs to be around that cave. So we are gonna build some basic stem thingies over here. My inspiration is Avatar, the one with the blue people, mainly when it comes to the tree design. So I definitely want to make it so you can go through some of these stems. Just have to think about it. Like, what is too big? That's the question. I think it might be a little big right now, but we'll just figure out a shape first and then we see how it turns out. I think the best thing is, because I have no plan, I haven't made any creative practice thingy here already, so I'm just making this all up on the spot. And yeah, as you might figure, that might turn out really ugly because I'm just making it up at the spots, but it also could be really cool and I don't have to build it twice. And also, I think it's more interesting to show you guys through the process of thinking about how I'm gonna do that. This here is a little straight, so let's just give a little curvature in here. And I luckily have the FreeCam mod and I can look at it. So let's compare it to this tree, the thickness, because I think it's gonna be a similar thickness but way higher. I think the thickness was already pretty good. It might be small. It's gonna be really high, so that's the point. I don't want the stem to be extremely thick, but I know it will be slimmer when it goes upwards, so I might want to add some little thingies here that go upwards. I think it's always really difficult to make up shapes in big, like in a huge size, because of course you have more creativity when it comes to detailing, but when it comes to shaping the overall general thing, it could happen that you might do a really ugly shape and then you don't know it until you're finished with it. So we try to avoid that. But I think that is a good general idea. I'm just gonna do multiple of these, like roots. These are like roots. The texturing will be difficult, I have to say. So let me just try out doing a little bit of texturing. So I'm gonna go in with the normal jungle logs, and then I wanna use oak. And now it's raining, but you get the general idea. So now we got this, these lovely little feet. And now I want to build a tree on top. I need to connect these first so they look a little better. Also over here, I can give it a little more extra. So basically what I'm gonna do now is I use my wood and I go over here and connect it like this. And yeah, I think that should help a lot. Bringing the whole thing together, trying to texture on the way and making a little bit of a curvature. It's gonna be hollow then. So that's how it looks like now. I don't know, it looks a little chunky right now, a little blobby and a little weird. You know, you just need to trust the process. Now I want to build the stem really, really high. So basically all I'm gonna do is I just go to the outer edge and I'm just gonna go in with all of these blocks. Yeah, and I'm gonna fall down, filling all of these in with a little random pattern because it is very important that we vary the block palettes. So how does it look like now? Okay, really straight for now. But that's okay for now. So basically the idea is we can go in afterwards and make a little bit of a smoother transition from the stem to the roots after we did the general height. That is a long tree, if I can say so. It's very long. I'm slowly running out of oak, so I'm just using a little more jungle over here, which is fine because I've been using a lot of light colors over there, so a little bit of a change is not that bad. So now, since we have that long thing, I think I don't want to go much more height-wise. I would love to go out in branches. I already did one here because yeah, jungle trees tend to have a little bit of these extra bits hanging around, even really low. So that is, I think, the lowest one I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna spread out. Over here, I'm gonna make it really wide since the jungle trees have that very wide shape. So for that, I have to go to the sides again. And my strategy when I go to the sides is I use some of the wood and we're gonna go in with some at the bottom. Then we're gonna go wider. So we always go in a layer higher. I hope that looks somewhat good. Yeah, so the thing is to connect it at the bottom a little better, we might have to jump down here and then I can easily access the bottom so it looks a little more connected. For that I have to go in with even some more. I'm curious now, since I've built this thing so ginormously tall, I want to know if I can get up with the trident. That was not at all where I wanted to go to. So let's try from this mountain. Also not high enough. Okay, that's crazy. So I have to make a water source over here. I might be getting annoyed by mobs. Stop it. Oh god, they actually damaged me a lot since I'm not wearing my armor anymore. Like only half of my armor. Only pants. I mean, I took some damage by breaking my legs, probably. Mostly. But yeah, here we have our infinite water source. Let me just get that. And I think this way I can get to the top. Yay! I got to the top. This is quite difficult. I don't have rockets right now because I can't be bothered. But yeah, I would go a little to the sides as well and make the whole thing more big. I'm very curious if my wood will be enough. Because yeah, this is a giant tree and I collected already a double chest. But you know, a double chest is not much when you attempt mega builds. So I think that's high enough actually, to be honest. Okay, that's how it looks like. It looks a little better now, I think. I'm gonna do a couple more of these. And I'm also gonna go into like adding branches. So the thing I didn't like over here is that it wasn't connected, so now it is. And now I'm gonna go over to the side. Oh my god, this is so low. This is so high, I mean. Like, if you compare it with that one, which was my tallest building, it's taller. So yeah, we don't need to go in with fences and all of that stuff, I feel like, because to be honest, I don't think fences will be visible from down there. That's kind of the vibe. Yeah, it needs some improving, some tinkering here and there, but basically that's the vibe I'm going for. I'm also gonna add some more at the sides over there, like here. Little editor note. While I build what you see right now, I got super exhausted of the thought of building the whole tree in this size, that I kinda couldn't proper think about how branches should actually look like. I never checked if I liked it, I just built. And as you soon find out, I did not like the results. So I slept the nights over it and I thought, okay, how does a tree work? So basically it grows up, it does not grow to the sides like here. We need to go a little more up, but the problem is it's very thick already on these heights. So maybe I have to make it a little slimmer. So I have to go in and delete some of the branches and also make some that go like straight up in that direction and also more that goes up, because yes, these trees go to the side a lot, but they also go upwards and I kind of missed out on that. I think it looks okay okay right now, but it could be better because some parts is a little too thick over there. Also, I definitely need to go in and put like blocks over here so it does not look chopped up on these sides. That's something I would do at the end. First, we focus on the branches and the leaves. Oh god, we're not talking about the leaves right now, okay? So yeah, this is basically the plan. I should have started with like one thing that ends like very pointy, but at the top, and then at the branches around it. Right now, I've been running out of wood. I don't have any wood left. So yeah, it was not enough wood. So definitely have to go farming right now, and then we'll see. Okay, so now I decided to just go straight up a little bit. I think if I go and make it pointy towards the sky, it might solve the problem just a little bit. So they have to split up in a certain way, but I can look how it looks like first to judge it that it is a little slim on this side. Looking into free cam more often should be something I should do. Yeah, I think that actually looks so much better. I now need to split up into two directions. One is gonna go in this direction, a little bit like so, but that looks chopped off. I have to go underneath and place something else. So this one should go a little more in this direction, and this one should go a little more in this direction. And then it looks good. At least it's better. This is what I ended up with now. I have a problem, which is when you look at this from this angle, the top is okay and all of that. Of course, it needs more branches, but it's really busy over there and also over there. Basically, I built a whole branch, that thing, only being held by this. So yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that whole thing because it makes no sense. So then I got rid of it, but still the tree is looking like a tangled mess. And I've been thinking about it for a while, and I figured that what I've been doing yesterday was not smart at all. I thought I'm just gonna improvise, I'm just gonna go with the flow, but no. I realized that I have to get rid of all of the branches again and redo them. I'm gonna keep the top one since I just made that recently and I think that one is fine, but the others have to go because they're wrong. They just go straight outside and that just looks wrong. I'm not going crazy. No. I would never go crazy. Why would I? Why would I? How could I even reach that one? I have to bridge my way over now. I'm so stupid. You remember me saying I didn't make the tree up and I'm not using light medica? I'm just building on the spot. Yep, that's what I'm doing and I don't recommend it, but it's fun. I do recommend it. So I removed almost everything I've worked on because sometimes it's better to start again. And for me, that was a good decision. Just look at what my second try looks like. Whoa, that is what it looks like now. Now I have to do the tiny ones. I slept over that thing first and I kind of took a look at a plant we have at home and which directions the tiny ones go, because if you look at it from this perspective, you don't have much of a going outwards. Usually, the only thing that changes with the tiny ones is that they go upwards or downwards. So I'm gonna start with the top ones since I don't want to make it too difficult for me. So basically, I pick which direction it goes. So this one goes a little bit backwards but mostly upwards. So I'm gonna make it go in this direction more, and I will use some slabs also to make it a little bit more thin and detailed because they already go a little thinner already. I also gathered a little more jungle logs but not much, and I crafted some spruce slabs I can show you guys. Here we have some sprucey slabs because I want to fix this part. Oh no. Okay, guess then I cannot fix that part. Well, where am I right now? I'm at this branch that kind of already went out of the first one. That's okay. This one went into this direction, so we could continue that one first. We want to make this longer, and then I would go over to slabs. What I just figured right now, as I'm looking at this, it's just straight. It's not going upwards. It has to go a little more upwards. So what I'm gonna do now is just get rid of everything again. Over here, I would delete a couple more. Go to the sides as well, but I have to go up immediately again, because if I don't go up all the time... Oh god, it kind of scared the hell out of me. So what I did here is already a ton better. So I think I have to get rid of a little bit at the end and make it come towards the sun. Actually, it grows more up at the end end, I feel like. I have that feeling. I don't know if it's true, but I have the feeling that it does. It does feel better, yeah. There is a little very, very slim part over there, which I'm gonna simply fix with that. And I think now we have a nice little curvature upwards. So now I have that one problem that it's a little slim over there. So how am I gonna fix that? Because I kind of would have to go underneath by the look of it. I just don't know how to go underneath right now because how? I do have wings, but they don't work how I would want them to. I might place some here. I might place some here. I can make it a little thicker because maybe that helps. Because I feel like it's a little thin. That's actually quite better. I might want to add something on there, like a couple slabs. Oh, no, not like this. So that's from this side. Oh, that looks pretty nice, I think. And then from this side, it looks like that. So now I need to add something going upwards. So I'm gonna have to find out at what point I want to make it split into two. So if I look at my reference picture, this could be a place where I could make it split where I'm right now. Hey, why not? And I might go really, really high up in comparison to what I did before. And I can also make it go in a different direction than what I did over there. So this one goes a little more in this direction, and this one will go a little more in this direction. I think that is absolutely enough. I kind of like that it goes lighter. And then I want to enter one more over here, I think. And this is what it looks like now. I wouldn't do it much longer. All I want to do now is add a little bit of action going on there. I'm popping right now. I'm actually popping. This is the third day of me working on this, and I was struggling at the beginning a lot, and I built some random looking branches and they looked terrible, but I just took breaks. And it's really important if you build mega builds like this, take long breaks if you don't want to do it right now, because it's more exciting when you're really actually vibing it. And I wasn't vibing it for a while, so now I'm actually vibing it a little more. I'm actually figuring it out somehow. There's just one thing I'm gonna have to criticize, and it's over there. It's just that little hole, but that's really an easy fix. And do that, and I think that was good. So then I just finished the other branches with the same strategy I just showed you, and voila! This is the tree right now. Ooh, and I think I'm done with the branches. I'm happy with it. It's like not perfect, but that's a tree, and trees aren't perfect. This is the angle I'm most happy with. But if we go around, it is still 3D. I know there is something missing over there, but we don't care that much. I'm tired of making more branches. I've been running out of wood for a couple of times now, so now it's time to run out of leaves, I'd say. Just like with this baby. But not like this baby. We're gonna make our leaves more beautiful, and we're gonna place them floating. But before we do that, actually, before we go into the leaves, I need to interrupt for, as you see, there are some spots open. I've been placing a lot of these stem things, and they tend to look a little bad from above, so I have to also switch a couple of the logs since they are sometimes the wrong way around. So I'm gonna place slabs on top of these so you don't see the light poking through thingies anymore. Now I want to place some leaves. I'm gonna start with mangrove. The leaves on jungle trees are more heavy on the top and very light at the bottom, so all I gotta do now is I'm using some slabs and I'm placing some floating leaves all around the place. Yep, that is gonna take a lot of work of my soul. That's gonna like take years to complete, but you know what? Everything's gonna be alright. I might want to start at branches. I might want to place the blocks around the branches and work my way around them, so we have some logic. It's all gonna be a lot of leaves placed randomly in the air, and I'm telling you guys, this will take years and years, and I probably have not planned enough time for this. We'll see about that. So this is how it comes together. That will take a while. And I was absolutely right. Josillia decided to, instead of making big bushes of leaves around each branch, to instead place only floating leaves. The longer I spent placing the leaves, the more of a strategy I figured out for myself. I switched over to using netherrack instead of wasting wood as a scaffold block, and I also came up with my own unique style of placing floating leaves. I started at the lowest level, drawing an outline with netherrack. netherrack. Then I filled the middle with some guidelines in between. After that, I started placing blocks. Some at the side of the netherrack, some on top, and for some, I was pillaring up. After 4 blocks, I made another layer and did the same. This is where I am right now. This is how it looks like right now. And I've been using netherrack as a scaffold block. So basically it was falling down a lot of the times. I even turned on hitboxes now so I can see hitboxes of the block. But it didn't help me get all the blocks back, obviously, because they land somewhere in the bamboo forest or on the floating leaves. So what I'm gonna have to do now to get more scaffold blocks is I'm gonna go into the nether and I'm gonna look for some netherite. Yes, because that's the best way to get a scaffold block, because netherrack is all around the place, and netherite, actually, I could need it, especially when I'm only wearing pants and boots. These mobs deal a ton of damage to me when it's getting nighttime and I have to go down to collect blocks. So let's have a little netherite compilation. After I stacked up on netherite and most importantly, of course, netherrack, I continued with more leaves. And to be faster this time, I kept all of the netherrack until the end and removed it after I was finished with each branch. That is how it looks like from the front now. We're not gonna talk about the sides, so it's not finished. It's definitely not finished yet, but I am finished with the branches at least. So the leaves on the branches, basically. I still haven't done this one because I thought at the top I wanted to use a different leaf type, and also for the spots where I fill to have like a lighter leaf type, since I've used mangrove and I've collected a ton of jungle leaves as well. So of course I want to use them still to give a little bit of different colors to it. So basically there are some spots that are really light still, like this, and there are some spots that are really full, like this. So basically what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna fix the general shape, because if we look at it from the top, that is basically how it looks like, a little bit like a flower. I didn't want to go all too much into the tiny branches and all of that shenanigans, because that would make it harder for me to place the leaves, I think, because they would be blocking my way, or like, I don't know. I think they would have been annoying, and also you wouldn't really see them and they may look random and no. So basically now I'm gonna fill in these little holes that I still left here, like this hole, like, you know, this hole, this hole, this hole, this hole, this hole, with the same technique that I've used before with the netherrack, basically, in the different levels. But this time I'll use jungle leaves. Oh, there's actually a mixture between jungle and oak. Well, I don't care. For filling the holes, I just did the same as I was already used to doing, and I ended up with that. This is the tree now in all of its glory, and I think it looks really cool. But if I look at my reference picture, I still see that there is a couple more differences. So basically in the middle it is quite full because of the three-dimensionally, because it's so three-dimensional. But it seems kind of loose from the bottom. It needs a little closer together leaves at the top. What I'm gonna do right now is gonna be a little difficult, but I hope I can figure it out on the way, because I haven't really thought of it yet. So maybe I just fill everything with netherrack. Basically, I want to make it like they're a little more. So we're gonna add some more and some closer together leaves, but I'm not quite sure if that works out the way I want it to. Well, as quick as that opinion changed, I don't think that will be efficient. It takes too long, so I'm just gonna do it this way now. Just gonna place them randomly. Gonna place them randomly. Yeah. At least at the like top layer is just a couple bushes of random placed leaves. It's gonna cost me a lot, but I do still have a ton of jungle leaves. So this is what the tree looks like now, and I think I like it, since it's a jungle tree. We're kind of missing the vines, are we? And I don't want to use these vines because they're kind of ugly and they don't stop growing. So my idea is to use moss blocks and glowberries and place them under the leaves. So I'm just gonna spread them all around the place. Gonna put one here. Now it's difficult to place it underneath. Maybe I can make it by flying. Oh yeah, I made it. And that's what I'm gonna do now. Whee! Little fun fact, I didn't even need to shear the glowberries since they only grow 26 blocks. So the vines are still growing, but I really like the general look of the tree. So now if we go to the bottom of the tree, there is a root problem. And basically, I just don't really like what the roots look like right now. I don't know if I showed you guys. I've trapped a little villager in here, which is quite useful because I want to have villagers around here. Anyways, more about that in the next episode. But these roots look really weird yet still. So my idea is to make them a little longer so they look more connected to the rest, like this. And then make this even split up higher, like so. And then I made this weird little thing over here. I'm gonna split it up at the bottom, basically making the roots go into the floor. I think that is slowly taking shape. So I'm just gonna do the other ones off camera and then I show you the whole finished tree. There we are now. After a whole week of constant grind, I finally finished the tree. It is definitely a lot different from the other tree builds I've seen before, because who's gonna bother placing all of these floating leaves? But it was definitely worth, I'd say. This was by far the most time-consuming and biggest build project I've ever made. And I hope you guys enjoyed following along on that roller coaster journey with me. See you in the next one. Bye!